Mercury. The very name conjures images of ancient alchemy and thermometers. However, this element harbors a dark side. In its organic form, methyl mercury, it poses a significant threat to our planet's aquatic ecosystems and the health of billions. Lurking beneath the surface of our seemingly pristine lakes, rivers, and oceans is a silent threat: mercury contamination. This contamination is not a localized problem. It's a global issue, affecting even the most remote corners of our planet. From the depths of the Pacific Ocean to the icy waters of the Arctic, mercury has infiltrated our planet's aquatic lifeblood, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The presence of mercury in our water is not a new phenomenon. For centuries, natural processes have released mercury into the environment. However, with the rise of industrialization, human activities have dramatically amplified these natural emissions, tipping the delicate balance and pushing mercury levels to alarming heights. Mercury enters our water systems through natural processes and human activities. Understanding these pathways is crucial for effective mitigation. Atmospheric deposition is a primary way mercury enters waterways. Coal-fired power plants release mercury into the air. This mercury travels and falls back to Earth with rain or dust. Industrial activities, especially mining, also contribute to mercury contamination. Gold mining uses mercury to separate gold from ore. This mercury can enter water bodies through runoff or spills. Industrial wastewater discharges can release mercury into rivers. Improper disposal of mercury-containing products is another contributor. Items like batteries and fluorescent bulbs contain mercury. Discarded in landfills, mercury can leach into the environment, contaminating water. Once mercury enters the aquatic environment, it undergoes a series of chemical transformations, ultimately leading to the formation of methyl mercury, a highly toxic organic compound. This transformation is primarily facilitated by bacteria in aquatic sediments. These bacteria convert inorganic mercury into methyl mercury, which is then readily absorbed by aquatic organisms. This process of bioaccumulation is a key factor in the magnification of mercury concentrations in the food web. Small organisms at the base of the food chain, such as plankton and algae, absorb methyl mercury from the water. When these organisms are consumed by larger predators, the methyl mercury is not broken down, but instead accumulates in the predator's tissues. This process continues up the food chain, with each successive level accumulating higher concentrations of mercury. This biomagnification process is particularly concerning for top predators, such as tuna, swordfish, and sharks, as these species can accumulate mercury levels thousands of times higher than the surrounding water. This poses a significant risk to both marine ecosystems and human health. Section 4. The devastating impact on marine life. The presence of mercury in our oceans and waterways has profound and often devastating impacts on marine life. From microscopic plankton to massive whales, mercury contamination disrupts the delicate balance of marine ecosystems, threatening the health and survival of countless species. For marine mammals, particularly those at the top of the food chain, such as whales, dolphins, and seals, mercury poses a significant threat. These animals accumulate high levels of mercury in their tissues due to their long lifespans and their position in the food web. Mercury can impair their reproductive systems, leading to reduced fertility and birth defects. It can also damage their immune systems, making them more susceptible to diseases. Predatory fish, such as tuna, swordfish, king mackerel, and sharks, are also highly vulnerable to mercury contamination. These species, prized for their size and flavor, often contain high levels of mercury, posing a risk to both human consumers and the marine ecosystem. Mercury can impair their growth and development, reduce their reproductive success, and alter their behavior, ultimately threatening their populations. Section 5. The invisible threat to human health. The dangers of mercury contamination extend far beyond the aquatic realm, posing a significant threat to human health. As a potent neurotoxin, mercury can have devastating effects on the human nervous system, particularly the developing brains of fetuses and young children. Exposure to high levels of mercury can lead to a range of neurological disorders, including impaired cognitive function, memory loss, tremors, and difficulty with coordination and fine motor skills. In severe cases, mercury poisoning can result in irreversible brain damage, seizures, and even death. While anyone can experience the adverse effects of mercury exposure, certain populations are particularly vulnerable, including pregnant women, nursing mothers, and young children. Methyl mercury can easily cross the placenta, exposing the developing fetus to potentially harmful levels of this neurotoxin. This exposure during critical stages of development can lead to a range of developmental problems, including cognitive impairments, learning disabilities, and behavioral issues. Section 6. Environmental and economic repercussions. The ramifications of mercury contamination extend far beyond the immediate health impacts on humans and wildlife. The ecological and economic consequences of this pervasive pollutant are far-reaching, affecting industries, livelihoods, and the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. One of the most significant environmental impacts of mercury pollution is the disruption of aquatic food webs. As mercury accumulates in fish and other marine organisms, it disrupts the delicate balance of predator-prey relationships, potentially leading to shifts in species abundance and distribution. This can have cascading effects throughout the entire ecosystem, impacting biodiversity and the overall health of the aquatic environment. The economic impacts of mercury contamination are equally significant, particularly for communities that rely heavily on fishing and tourism. As mercury levels in fish rise, governments often issue fish consumption advisories, warning the public about the potential health risks of consuming certain types of seafood. These advisories can devastate local fishing industries, leading to job losses, reduced income, and economic hardship for fishing communities. Section 7. Protecting our waters, protecting ourselves. Addressing mercury contamination requires international cooperation, regulations, innovation, and individual actions. By working together, we can reduce mercury emissions and protect health and the environment. Transitioning from coal-fired power plants to renewable energy reduces mercury pollution. Investing in solar, wind, and hydropower decreases mercury emissions. Stricter regulations and mercury-free technologies in industries are crucial. Cleaner production processes prevent mercury from entering waterways. Proper disposal of mercury-containing products prevents environmental contamination. Raising awareness about recycling encourages responsible disposal and reduces mercury contamination. Understanding mercury sources and impacts and taking action protects water resources and future generations.